Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Moscow's mayor says a skyscraper in Russia's capital has been attacked by a drone for the second time in 2 days. Several drones were shot down across the city overnight. Russia's defense ministry blames Ukraine for the latest attacks, but Kyiv has made no comment. An advisor to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says Russia will see what he described as more unidentified drones in the future. France is preparing to evacuate its citizens from the West African nation of Niger because of anti-French sentiment following last week's coup. It is said it will also help other European nationals to leave. The coup has prompted demonstrations against the former colonial power, with the French embassy coming under attack. Meanwhile, a security analyst has warned that the overthrow of Niger's president, Mohamed Bazoum, could make the country ripe for the Wagner Group and jihadist groups as the crisis pits Niger's former Western allies against the likes of Russia and other junta leaders in the region.
It gives them another opportunity to step in, get paid for their services, and make themselves relevant again. Because after what happened a few weeks ago in Russia, obviously there's been a huge question mark about what is the relevance of the Wagner Group, who actually controls them, and what is their role in participating and or influencing global politics.
17 people have died and 3 have been injured after a crane collapsed at the site of an under-construction bridge in Shahapur, about 70 kilometres north of the city of Mumbai in India. The victims are mostly construction workers and site engineers. The police, fire brigade and National Disaster Response Force have been deployed in rescue operations at the site. Rescue personnel are looking for others trapped under the crane after it collapsed. The state government has announced an inquiry. The former Myanmar leader Aung San Suu Kyi has been pardoned in 5 of 19 charges brought against her by the military. The pardon, part of a seasonal amnesty, will reduce her 33-year jail sentence by 6 years. Former President Win Myint, who was ousted along with Ms Suu Kyi, also received a reduced jail sentence after getting 2 of his charges pardoned. Periodic amnesties have been announced before, but this is the first time they have included Ms Suu Kyi and Mr Myint. At least 11 people have died and 13 others are missing in torrential rains in Beijing as China braces for the 3rd typhoon in as many weeks. The remnants of last week's superstorm Doksuri flooded Beijing for the 4th straight day on Tuesday, even as another typhoon approached the eastern coast. More than 50,000 people in the city have been evacuated so far, according to state media. Meanwhile, Typhoon Doksuri has now submerged low-lying villages in the northern Philippines. In Bulacan province, north of Manila, residents were forced to travel by small wooden boats after incessant downpours inundated roads and caused floodwaters to swell up to 7 feet deep in low-lying areas. Despite the flooding, some parts of life have continued as normal in the Philippines. Incredible footage from the islands here of a wedding going ahead in knee-high waters at a church in Malolos. The video shows guests applauding as the bride walks down the aisle. And a large snake has caused play at a cricket match in Colombo in Sri Lanka.
Oh gosh, look at that. Woo. One thing that frightens me. I just don't want to be anywhere close.
Snake in the grass.
The snake, believed to be a non-venomous Pityus mucosa maximus, or rat snake, interrupted a game between Gaul Titans and Dambulla Aura.
Exit the field. It's a massive one, right?
Looks a massive one. Who's the 4th umpire? He's a brave guy.
Big one like that as well.
That must be a first. This type of a hold-up. This is serious business here. So you got to be very careful now.
Local media reported that wildlife officials were called upon to move the snake back to its natural habitat, and play did resume after that. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.